Step into the future bright and bold. With TaebiLab where stories unfold. Discover the magic research we unfold. TaebiLab, where science takes hold.
Ever imagine checking your heart rhythm just with your phone's camera?
Sounds kind of wild, right?
Totally. But that's what we're diving into today. This research paper from Nature, it's saying it could totally change how we monitor heart health.
Yeah, no doubt this research is making waves.
So are we ditching the wearables? Just doing a heart check with a selfie? Tell me more.
Well, maybe not a selfie exactly, but yeah, this is about using seismocardiography.
Seismo what?
Basically, it means they're capturing the tiny vibrations your heart makes as it beats.
Okay, so like mini earthquakes in my chest. But like, don't doctors already do that with EKGs and all those sticky pads?
Sure, they do, but those need, special equipment, a trip to the doctor. This research is looking at using your phone camera to get those same heart vibrations remotely.
Now that's what I call convenient. But how does a phone even become a heart monitor?
So they used an iPhone with some really clever computer vision stuff. They put QR codes, those square barcodes, on people's chests, use them like markers.
Okay, I think I see where you're going with this.
Right, as your heart beats, your chest moves a tiny bit, even that QR code. The algorithm tracks how it moves in the video, frame by frame. And get this, those movements, they're turned into a seismocardiogram.
Whoa, so it's like your phone's a portable heart monitor now. That's pretty incredible, right? But is it as accurate as the regular methods?
That's the really cool part. They compared the smartphone results to data from accelerometers, those devices that measure movement attached to the chest.
How'd the smartphone do?
Really strong correlation between the two, meaning the smartphone's right up there with existing tech, which is huge. And it gets even better.
Okay, now you've got me on the edge of my seat.
They could get heart rate from this vision-based thing, and it was super accurate, even compared to an EKG.
Wow, so you're saying potentially we could check for irregular heartbeats just with a video. That could change everything about how we monitor heart health.
No doubt. It really shows how powerful these devices we use every day can be for managing our health.
It all sounds super promising, but I'm guessing there are limitations, right? This was in a lab, not exactly the real world.
For sure. Exciting as it is, this research is still early. Let's dig into some of those limitations, what they might mean for the future of this tech.
So huge potential, but like you said, still early days. What are the biggest hurdles to making this, a real world thing?
Well, one of the biggies is making sure it works just as well out in the wild, not just in a controlled lab. You see, in the study, people had to hold their breath while recording to minimize movement.
Right, not exactly practical for everyday life.
Exactly. So future research needs to look at how things like breathing, moving around, even the lighting in the room could affect how well the camera sees those QR codes.
It's like you've got to fine-tune an instrument, make sure it plays well anywhere, right?
Right.
And what about those QR codes? Seems like a pain, always sticking those on.
Good point. Researchers are already looking at ways to ditch the QR codes completely. What if the camera could just see the chest movements, no markers needed?
Now that would be a game changer. So much easier for people to use. But even if we get all that tech stuff sorted out, this research is mostly about measuring heart rate, right?
Yeah.
Which is important, but there's so much more to heart health than just how fast it's beating.
You're right. It's like reading the first page of a book. You're missing the whole story. The cool thing is, this tech could show us way more. Future research might uncover things like heart rhythm problems, how well your heart valves are working, even tiny changes that could be early signs of heart disease.
So instead of just a heart rate number, you'd get a deep dive into what's going on.
Exactly. And more information always means we can prevent and treat heart problems better.
This is all amazing, but gotta say, my phone listening to my heart does raise some, questions. What about privacy? Who sees this data? Could it be used in ways we haven't even thought of?
Oh, those are massively important questions. And it just shows how important it is to have these discussions, alongside the tech advancements.
It's like we're on the edge of something totally new in healthcare. Exciting, but I get why people might be, a little unsure about where it all goes.
Totally uncharted territory, right? We really need to think this through, set up clear rules about how this data is collected, stored, all of that.
So people feel like, okay, this is being done right, my info is safe, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's on everyone, the developers, the doctors, even the people using it, to make sure it's all ethical and responsible.
Well said. Okay, so I'm curious about the actual, how of all this. We've got QR codes, cameras. How do we get from that video to, actual info about someone's heart?
It's really pretty cool when you break it down. Remember how the camera's tracking the chest moving frame by frame?
Yeah, like a slow motion dance of the QR code.
That's it. Each frame, the algorithm sees the tiniest shift in the QR code's position. It's those little changes over time that are key.
Okay, so we've got the movements, but how does that become, heart info?
Algorithms, that's the magic. They analyze how fast, what direction that QR code is moving, which shows your heart's rhythm directly.
So the QR code's like translating those tiny movements into something the algorithm gets.
You got it. And here's the amazing part. The seismocardiograms from the smartphone. Really similar to the ones from the old school methods.
So in the future, we could be getting the same level of detail about our hearts just from a quick phone video.
That's the idea. More research, of course, but the potential is huge. Imagine an early warning about heart problems just from a video on your phone. That could change so many lives.
Blows my mind to think how far we've come and what might be next. This feels like a peek into the future of healthcare,
Absolutely. Shows the power of innovation, how simple tech, like a phone camera, can tell us so much about our health.
It makes you wonder, what else are our bodies telling us that we could figure out with the tech we already have?
Right. It's a whole new world of possibilities.
It really is. Well, on that note, we'll leave you all to ponder the incredible possibilities of this research. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep diving deep.
We dive inside.